my soul. Your love fills me and makes me whole. Your love, it soothes and it heals. Your love, eternity sealed. Your love, oh your love, oh my heart, how it longs, it's longing for more and more of your love. I belong, Lord, to you. I'm longing for more and more of your love. Your love is faithful and true to me. Your love is better than life to me. Your love, it bought liberty for all, for eternity. Your love, yeah, yeah. Oh, your love, oh my heart, how it longs, it's longing for more and more of your love. I belong, Lord, to you. I'm longing for more and more of your love. Oh, my heart, how it longs, it's longing for more and more of your love. I belong, Lord, to you. I'm longing for more and more of your love. Your love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to Salem Daily News. I'm your host, Roy Patrick.
Hi, I'm Sharon Patrick.
We're so glad you chose to join us today. We have some very important information for you as it regards to marriage. We want you to have the best marriage that you possibly can. BEST is actually an acronym that we're going to be talking about in further detail later on in the broadcast. B stands for blessing, E, edifying, S, sharing, and T is touching.
We will examine overcoming some common mistakes and struggles couples have in marriage and some ways that you can stay together and aligned.
Folks, the first story is B for blessing. It is so important that you bless your spouse each and every day as much as possible. You're actually commanded to do so in the Bible. Genesis chapter 4 tells you to bless your spouse. Let's go to Shauna Coleman for a special report.
We will examine overcoming the struggles and mistakes to stay aligned and together. Folks, here is the first story. Bless. Words with actions. Genesis 4:2-3 says, I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families on earth be blessed. Back to you at the studios, Patrick.
This is Act 1, doing a blessing on the spouse. Man, I think I should pronounce a blessing on my wife today. Hashala Baba, Hashala, Chuck, 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 Jesus. What are you doing? I'm trying to pronounce the blessing.
Okay. Blessings.
Maybe we should try something else. I know my wife can't stand washing dishes. Maybe I should wash these dishes, get this thing going. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh my God, you washing dishes? What?
I mean, I could do a little something.
You washing dishes? Well, all right,
Absolutely.
sir. But thank you.
Bless you, sister. I mean, you know, baby all upstairs, all kinds of stuff.
Thank you, Shauna.
Great coverage, Shauna. Let's look at letter E, edify, building each other up with words and actions. In Thessalonians 5:11, it says, so encourage and build each other up.
It is so important to speak words of love and encouragement to your spouse.
Absolutely.
Hello, this is Tyrone and Lisa McKnight, and the topic we're giving an example of is edification. In edifying, that means to be supportive to your spouse. And as an example, Lisa is currently going back to school for another degree, and I am supporting or being supportive to her as she goes to school. So right now she is studying on the computer, and as you see, she's over there studying, and I'm being supportive to her while she's studying, you know, being quiet. If she needs anything, I'm helping her out to achieve her goal. So we've been married 25 years, and part of marriage is being supportive to the other spouse.
Moving to our next letter, S. Couples can share by performing acts of service for each other, giving gifts, spending quality time with each other, or just using actions and words.
Hi, everybody. We're the Mitchells talking to you today about sharing. Sharing is an important part of the marriage, and some of the ways we choose to share is by talking, touch, quality time, and acts of service.
Another way of showing sharing is through giving of gifts. I love to give and receive gifts. When Donna comes home with these little bitty small boxes of chocolate for me, brightens up my day. I also like to give her flowers because she likes flowers.
I absolutely love them, and it brightens my day no matter what day or what time I receive them. So they are an absolute treat. One of the ways I enjoy sharing is by talking. Sometimes it's just a rundown of the day. We do keep a family calendar where we use it as a reminder to share the important things, share the important moments. But one of the ways I start my day is by receiving a text message from Brian that just says, "Good morning, beautiful." And it starts my day off so bright. And I feel a little lighter as I go through the day, just knowing he's thinking about me. Some other ways you can choose to show sharing in your marriage is by acts of service.
We'll be back in 60 seconds after a word from our sponsor.
Love Touchdown, a marriage playbook.
I hope that the fire we both made still burns a little in you. I wrote to you every day. Did my letters find their way? Our memories on my screen, two lovers in this mystic dream. Baby, come back to me. Come back to me. Too much time on my phone.
And the last letter for today is T for touch. This is my personal favorite. I love touching. I'm touchy-feely. It shows warmth. It shows love, passion, caring. It's really, really important that you touch your spouse.
While physical neglect can draw a wedge between you and your spouse.
Let's take a look at this clip and see how touching is done.
Zaire, your mother, Britt, is coming, and we got to get you ready.
Now let's get this hat on your head. Britt, we had a great time with him.
He wasn't any trouble?
No.
Love you guys. Goodbye. Bye.
Mom's gone, Zaire's gone, so let's take some time to get in touch with each other.
Hey.
Woo, I gotta get this summer body back, baby.
Sexy is what sexy does. I like it. Let me spot you, wife. Let me spot you. Come on now, just 2 more. You looking sexy. You looking sexy. That's good. That's good.
Woo.
You're already looking good.
That was rough.
Hey, I like that. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Touch is very important, more than we know. It's our first language as babies. Studies have shown that infants who are held, cuddled, and caressed at least 30 to 40 minutes a day have better physical and emotional development. Good touch gives life. There was another study on orphans who were touch deficient. Now these orphans became more violent and actually developed emotional disorders. But when touch therapy was introduced, some recovered. Now, much like those orphans, as adults, culture has taught us to avoid good touch. So many of us are touch deficient. So we need to get back to the first language of touch.
Jesus spoke this language often and well. 14 times in the NASB translation, we find him reclining at the table with others. It's in every gospel. His closest disciples were comfortable touching him. John, the disciple whom Jesus loved, in chapter 13, verse 23, is leaning against his chest. And then 2 verses later, we find Peter also leaning against him. There are also about 30 verses where Jesus is either touching others or being touched by somebody. He was touchable. We are made to touch and to be touched. And since our sense of touch is how we receive pleasure, I believe God wants us to freely enjoy the sensual pleasure that we get. It's his gift. Psalm 16:11 says, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." Psalm 36:8 says, "They are abundantly satisfied with the fullness of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your pleasures." Now, the science of touch kind of reveals that touch is the mother of all senses. The largest part of our brain is dedicated to the sense of touch. It makes sense because our skin is our largest organ. It makes up 15% of our body weight. And if you spread it out, it will cover 20 square feet. And in each fingertip, there are more than 3,000 sensitive pressure receptors. Our skin is amazing. It's connected to a network of hundreds of billions of neurons in our brain. Hands, lips, and mouth, ears, face, neck, scalp, chest, back, hips, and buttocks, legs, feet, and toes. All endless opportunities to give and receive good touch. And you can give good touch with your toes.
Did you know that good touch is medicinal?
Good touch.
Good touch. Good touch releases hormones such as oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. Good touch helps to reduce stress and anxiety. Just a 20-second hug. It can help lower blood pressure. Our relationships can improve with good touch. It fosters better connection and intimacy. Good touch helps us to communicate acceptance, increase cooperation, and my favorite, arousal.
On that note, we have a challenge to wrap this up. Have a touch me there date.
Ooh.
This is a time to give and receive good touch. So, as the giver, you're going to enjoy the emotions you feel while pleasuring your spouse because you did that. Also, enjoy the sensations you feel while touching your spouse. And then as the receiver, enjoy the presence of your spouse and show appreciation and encouragement for his or her efforts. So you're going to set aside a day or an evening of undistracted time. Start with a shower or bath together first.
Cool.
And then go to a comfortable space where the two of you can sit together or even lay down together. And wifey, ladies first. So you're going to sit comfortably between hubby's legs, leaning back against his chest. Then you're going to gently guide and encouragingly instruct hubby on where, when, and how you like to be touched. Do not criticize. Let him practice. He's going to become aroused. He's going to forget. So you have to repeat yourself. So practice, repeat, practice, repeat. Have lubricants and oils nearby. Make it fun. After about 20, 30 minutes, switch. Hubby is going to go between your legs. And because it's sometimes hard to reach around those man shoulders, he can lay his head on your lap. And then same principle. He's going to take your hand and gently guide it from the top of his head to as far as your arms can comfortably reach and let you know how he likes to be touched. Then he's going to turn around and you're going to sit between his legs so that you can pick up where you left off and he can show you how to give him good touches from that point and beyond. And if it goes any further, then by all means, explore and give deeper good touches.
Today we have seen some great examples of couples working to build and nurture their relationship. These couples are battling to have the best marriage they can have.
You too can have a happy and a wonderful and a prosperous marriage. It is very attainable. You just need to bring God with you, stay connected with Him always, and stay connected with each other. We have a couple that have been doing exactly that for a while.
Yes, this couple has been married for 42 years, and they have been doing their very best to teach and minister to others.
Let me introduce our pastor and first lady, James and Jamel Meek.
Hello to all of our married couples. Jamel and I are so excited to be with you guys again. And to all of the married couples that we've never been with, first of all, thank you so much, Roy, for that kind introduction. You are the best. And thank God for you. Thomas, Patrice, we love you both. And congratulations on the book.
Yes, it's so exciting.
Yeah, Thomas and Patrice got a married book. I'm so excited. I can't wait to travel the world with them to promote it. And I'm so excited about the book. And this is Valentine weekend, and so we all get a chance to sit down, especially as married couples, and talk about what we believe or what we think about marriage. I have with me my beautiful wife, and she's going to say hello to everybody, and we're going to get started.
Good evening, everyone. We are so happy to be here with you all and to celebrate, or at least think about or acknowledge, how about that, this Valentine weekend. So generally going out and doing things like that have been a part of this celebration, but we're kind of still in the midst of a semi-lockdown. So we're excited to come to you personally in your homes. Go ahead, get that food app out, order what you want so it can come straight to your door and still have a nice, good meal that you didn't have to cook, ladies.
That's right, and fellas, order those flowers, and they'll come to the door too. So listen, let's get right to it.
Yes.
We want to talk about how to keep a marriage together and how to stay married for a long time. I read an article the other day, and they were giving quotes from people on their tips to how to stay married for a long time. And I looked at the list, and many of those people hadn't been married as long as Jamel and I. We have been married for 42 years, and we've been together for 47 years. And I said if they could give tips on how to be married a long time, at least we could chime in. So this is what happened. I took their list of how to be married for a long time, and Jamel and I are going to talk about how to be married a long time from their list, and we're going to talk about whether we agree or whether we disagree with some of the things that are on the list. And
so we're going to do a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay, I can get with
down.
that. I can get with that.
And I really believe that everybody who's watching me, and those of you who are married, that it's your intent to be married for a long time. So here we go. Jamel, the first thing that I read on that list is every day you have to say 3 words. These 3 words. What do you think they are?
I love you.
Those are not the 3 words. The 3 words every day that a married couple should say, especially if you want to stay married a long time, is, can I help?
Wow, that's
Can I
major.
help? Now, do you agree or disagree?
I absolutely agree. Sometimes we assume that our spouse will say, I need help. Yeah. And sometimes we assume that our spouse doesn't need help when they may be in a situation where they need help. It could be something as minor as with the kids and homework. It could be, helping with dinner. It could be you feeling some kind of way. You may be going through something from work, from friends or family members or different things. And the question is, can I help? That's fantastic.
So to all of our couples, think about that. Along with I love you is, can I help you? Is there something that you need done that you think I might be able to do? Or if there's something that I can point you toward? But can I help?
I love it.
And that's a good
thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
That's a good one. We'll move on.
All right, let's see what I have. Mine is a little less, I think. Let's see. Here we go.
Look, you went to the cell phone, but guess what I did?
I know, you wrote it on the side. A short one.
That's right, not my
the mini pad.
The mini pad, that's right. Okay.
Since this is a mini conversation.
All righty.
Have your own hobbies. Have your own hobbies. What do you think?
I think that's very important for couples to be able to have their own hobbies different from each other. We do so many things together as a couple, and there ought to be some things that the spouse does apart from each other. I know that you have your hobby working with the business that you work with, and I'm happy for you when you take the time to spend. And I don't think that a husband or a wife should be jealous of the hobby. My hobby is golf.
Oh my!
And it takes a few minutes to play.
Yes, about 4 hours every time you go. I think the difference and what we have to realize is, like you said, you need some time away, and you need some time to be a person outside of always being with your spouse. Because we're entrepreneurs, because we're entrepreneurs, especially, meaning we're self-employed to a degree. God is definitely the boss of what we do on a daily basis, but it often calls for us to work together. It often calls for us to do things that keep us together. And so having that time when we separate and do something different, it gives us conversation with each other. And it also makes us appreciate each other when we come back together.
So that's very important to all couples who want to make it for the long haul, is to have your own hobbies. And as Jamel said, when we get back together, then we have all kind of stuff to talk about. So I think that's a good one. So here's one that is a super duper one. And I want everybody to listen for this.
Okay.
It says, don't let the kids turn you against each other. Now, we've had 4 kids.
Baby.
And
so some were better at it than others.
Yes.
I think it's natural. Kids want to figure out. I mean, they're little people. And so people figure out, how to divide and conquer. And so kids do as well. And parents have to be careful that you don't let a child come in and divide you on a decision, or one parent has made a decision, this is huge, and then the child goes to the other parent and the other parent reverses the decision that the first parent made. And so oftentimes we would make a decision prior to. And so they didn't know we had made our decision on what was going to happen about a certain thing, and we've already discussed it, we've already fleshed it out, and then when they come with their little question or whatever it is, we already together, and I loved doing that.
I like what you said. Kids are little people, and we all want our own way.
Absolutely.
And we're all going to scheme and connive and figure out how to get our own way. Kids don't care if they're dividing the parents.
Well, they don't really realize it, because that's forethought that they're not going to have. They just want what they want right then and there.
Yeah, but I really think it's important for the parent who made the decision. So let's assume that one parent said no, a child couldn't go to the movie, and the father or the other parent wanted the decision reversed. I think they should go in a room and talk, and then they should come back out and let the parent who said no reverse the decision, rather than the other parent reversing the decision. You always got to put power in the hands of your spouse. Let me say something about this, because this has been a pet peeve of mine. I never let the kids divide us, because I knew this day was coming. I knew those suckers would be gone and out the house. And if we were mad at each other, then when we got to be this age, there'll be some things we can make up.
Right.
So I always stuck with Jamel's side. We always stuck with each other, because the day is coming when the children are going to be gone. And sometimes parents be into the, I love my child.
Right.
Well, you're supposed to love your spouse too. And you're supposed to love your spouse a touch bit more. Because I promise you, that child that you love gonna leave you. I promise you that. So
that's true. The only one other point for that, and I think this is very, very, very important. When one spouse feels that the other one is too hard, and so that person is always going to say no, and always going to deny the child, always going to be more hard than you are. That's generally where the dividing comes in, because it's not that the other spouse is mad about the situation. It's just that you always hard. You always say no. You don't let them do anything. You don't let them grow up. And so then that becomes a big issue.
And I'm going to open up this can of worms so the married couples can invite us back so that we can do some more talking on this. But it's really difficult in a step-parenting situation.
It is.
Who gets a chance to say no?
Yes.
And then when the real parent reverses it, it really becomes hard. And so I'll teach that. Jamel and I'll talk about that in another session, because we have a few more to go. What's the next thing that we saw on that list?
So many, and so many are good. This one I particularly like. Don't ask what's in it for me. Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
That's a thumbs up. I mean, in marriage, we can't be selfish. And in marriage, there are some things that it ain't nothing in it for you. It's for
it's all give.
It's all give. And there's nothing wrong with having some things that you all give. And don't bring it back up and say, we did this for you yesterday. When you do something for the other person, you do it out of a heart of love. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 says, love suffers long, but love gives. And that's what love does. God so loved the world that he gave. And so love gives over and over. And we're never to find out, okay, if I do this for you, what you going to do for me? So I disagree with that. I agree with that when you love your spouse, you're supposed to give to them. Now, I got one for you, though.
Okay.
On this list, they said if you want to be married long, sleep in separate beds. Thumb up or thumb down?
Oh, all the way down to the ground. I just, it creates separation. It creates a feeling of a disconnect. Even if, a lot of people have a king-size bed, it's enough room. You know, if you feel at alt or you sleep wild, you need a little more space. But
or you need to learn how to use that bed.
I definitely give that one a thumbs down.
All right, all right. Since I was asking, I'll ask this. Don't let little things obscure the big picture. Don't let little things obscure the big picture.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. Sometimes it's a bunch of little things that happen, and when we pick up all those little things and bring them up or have to have a big discussion about it, I mean, do we really need a big discussion on whether we're going to have chicken or whether we're going to have fish?
Yeah.
And sometimes the big picture is having dinner together. And the little thing is it going to be chicken or is it going to be fish, or in your case, ribs?
Well, you know, I just think that as it relates to not letting little things, everything can't be a big thing.
Right.
Everything can't be a big thing. There are millions of decisions that we make every single day.
Yes.
Don't make them all a big deal.
Right.
So you have another one?
Well, I think this one is something that we definitely want to talk about and mention. Get professional help when you need it. Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
It's a thumb up, thumbs up. I mean, if you need to talk to somebody, and only you know that you need to talk to somebody. I mean, there are some things that your spouse can't help you with. There's some things that your pastor can't help you with. There is nothing wrong with seeking professional help. Now, I got one for you, because I know that we could go on, but our time is starting to run out. It's on the list. It said, this is not James Meeks, it's on the list. If you want to have a successful marriage, don't talk to your spouse while they're pooping.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So unnecessary. Who said that?
I don't know, it's on the list, but I give it a thumbs up.
I don't even know how to respond to that, because who wants to have a conversation at that time?
Well, you know, there are people who will stand outside the bathroom and just continue a conversation. And sometimes you go in the bathroom to deliberately not continue the conversation, and they'll just stand there and keep talking.
Oh my gosh.
I was,
please don't let that. That to me is a little thing that can obscure the big picture.
Well, listen, married couples, we know that we could talk on and on,
yes.
And we know that we have a long and a lot of other stuff to do, but I do commend you for not only this weekend, but the concept of the best.
Yes.
Jamel, we have to mention the best as we leave: blessing, edifying, sharing, and touching.
Absolutely.
4 letters. Which is your favorite of the 4? Is it blessing? Is it edifying? Is it sharing? Or is it you touching me?
Me touching you. Gosh, can you pick one over another? They all kind of go together, and I like they even in the order that they're in, to bless the person, then edify, then share, and then touch. It's like a progression. And when you go in that order, you get to the touch, and it's on.
No, I like to. While I'm touching you, I like to bless you. But every one of those are important.
Yes.
I encourage you to read anything you get your hands on to deal with the concept of the best. Thomas, Patrice, you are the best. Roy, the whole ministry, you guys are the best. You do so much to help so many people, and we're going to throw it back to you. Thank you all for enduring us for a little while. We're so grateful to be pastor and first lady of the greatest church in the world.
Absolutely.
And we get a chance to spend some time with you guys. It means all the world to us. So thank you, and happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Pastor and First Lady. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. We are so blessed and fortunate to have a pastor and First Lady that are dedicated to the church, God, and to the married couples ministry.
Before we end our newscast, we want to hear from our ministry leaders, Patrice and Thomas Henderson.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We hope that you really enjoyed this experience, but most important, since this is Valentine's Day weekend, we want to make sure that you do something very special for your mate.
I want to thank our pastor and our first lady
who always gives us, I want to say, love pearls of wisdom. I would also like to thank our Salem Married Couples Ministry Leadership Team. And of course, thanks to the greatest marriage ministry in the whole wide world. We are now rescheduling Marriage Unmasked for this fall. So we want you to stay in touch and keep looking. You can contact us or reach us on Facebook, Salem, S-A-L-E-M, Married Couples page, or on Instagram, Salem's Married Couples Ministry, all one word, or you can email us at marriedcouples@sbcoc.org. Thomas, we got some great things happening tomorrow. Share with them, please.
Look, let me tell you, tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, and we are so excited. We've got a special treat for you. We're going to invite you to our regular Sunday school session that begins at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we can send you the link even if you're not watching this live right now. But if you've already registered for this event today, then you're automatically registered for our event on tomorrow. Let me say this to you once again. We really have something planned special for you tomorrow. We're actually proud of the fact that we've been able to write and co-author a book together. It's called Love Touchdown, a marriage playbook. And we're going to be talking about the second quarter of our book. And with that, at the end of our session, we've got a special treat for you that with cash and prizes that you don't want to miss. So, Patrice, anything else that you want to add to that?
No, just listen. Again, thank you for joining us. And we all know now how to experience the best love. So let's go do it and let's go show it to the one that we love. Bye.
Bye.